folks. The second way we know we are headed for a one-world economy is due to a universal currency. I'm talking about it's coming faster than you think, folks. They're already predicting dates of a cashless society. The coming cashless society. You see, stop and think about it. Here is phase two if you're going to pull off this one world economy. You don't just need some sort of universal banking institution. You've got to have some sort of universal currency so you can dictate universal monetary control, right? Well, folks, once again, wake up, get your head out of the sand. What do you think is happening right now? In case you haven't noticed, folks, they have slowly and surely moved us towards a completely cashless society. For instance, in the last century alone, pay attention, folks, we've gone from paper currency to electronic cash. Here's been the process. If you didn't have money on you, hey, don't worry, just write a check. If you don't want to have the money to write a check, don't worry, just charge it to your credit card. Or wait a second, if you don't want to pay the interest on your credit card, don't worry, just take it out of your checking account via your debit card. And now they've got all these features, very convenient, combined into one card. It's called the smart card. And if you're not realizing, folks, a smart card is the size of a credit card. It's got a tiny microchip in it that can store and receive information. And because of this feature, folks, they can use that card for all kinds of things all at the same time. Let's take a look at some of the incredible, wonderful conveniences you can do with just this one card, folks. And some of you here, I'll guarantee you already got one. You can use it as a personal ATM card, but it can also work as purchases at stores, restaurants, vending machines, gas, toll roads. It's universal. And you can use it to make telephone calls, all in this one card. You can use it to access cable and satellite programs. You can use it to make internet purchases. That's really convenient. You can even use the exact same card for all that and vehicle and building access at the same time. You could use it for a personal computer access. It replaces all your passwords. You can put them all on this one card. And you can use it for loyalty programs, for airlines, for grocery stores. Any of those bonus programs can all be combined with all that other stuff on this same card as well. You could use it for rapid check-in at hotels and airlines, etc. And do talk about solely convenient. All we need is just one card now, because you can now hold on this, on top of all that, your personal identification, your social security number, your driver's license, student ID, health and insurance ID, voting information, picture, and all your biometric information all on one card. Woohoo! Yes, I'm being sarcastic, but I am enthusiastic. Here's the point, folks. You call it weird all you want. And you might be out, hey, this is never going to catch on. No way, that's a little bit too creepy there. But folks, 4 billion of these cards were issued just in the year 2000. In fact, right now in Europe, smart cards are not only commonplace, but they're going to become soon an absolute necessity. Get this, England right now is expecting to have all their governmental services online, and they're going to issue their citizens, all of them, these kind of cards, and unless you have this card, you cannot access their system. Right now, folks, that's just the tip of the iceberg. In light of the terrorist attacks, the Pentagon here in the U.S. has issued smart cards mandatory for 4 million of its troops and civilians. Get this, and if you have this card, unless you got this card, you won't be able to do this. You won't be able to open secure doors, you won't be able to check out weapons, and you won't get this, you will not be able to get cash or buy food without this card. Oh, but that's not all. Banks are not to be left out on this, man. They're jumping on the bandwagon big time. Right now, MasterCard is planning on turning their 600 million debit cards into these smart cards. And speaking of MasterCard, they recently purchased 51% of a company that gives them control, 51% of a company called Mondex. And Mondex just happens to be the only electronic cash system in the world that allows for multiple currencies all on one card. In fact, most people are calling these smart cards the new, quote, digital cash. And they're expecting it to become the world's first universal currency. Why? Because get this, folks, Mondex was so excited about this backing from MasterCard because they got the cash to pull it off. They said, this is a direct quote, they said this is the final stage. The final stage in becoming a global reality. With MasterCard's backing, there is nothing to stop Mondex from becoming the global standard. And then, folks, if that wasn't weird enough, you got the president of Visa getting in on the action. He's hinted at taking these tiny microchips. And don't just put them in cars. No. They're actually wanting to put them in. They've already done it, too. They're putting it into watches. Okay? Maybe even your ring. Okay, now they're moving in towards the hand. I mean, gee whiz, what's the next thing? Some sort of smart card tattoo or smart card body implant? Exactly. That's the exact plan, folks. You see, there's only one fatal flaw. We all know who carries cards. Bingo, you can lose it. So hey, wouldn't it be great Wouldn't it be great if you could take all this convenient smart card technology that controls literally everything you buy and sell and get you into the system? And then what you do is you don't have it on the outside of you where you can lose it. But now you get it on the inside of you. Why? To do that, it'd make buying and selling as simple as waving your hand. You don't think that's where we're headed? Folks, if you know what to look for, they've already started the propaganda. This is the reality they're building for you and I. Let's take a look.
Excuse me, sir. Forgot your receipt.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
This is the future of e-business.
Hey, I think it probably cost a few $1 million to pull off that commercial. No, Pastor Phil, you're starting to freak me out here in this one. There's no way they're starting to propaganda to get us to have these things inside of us, and literally that's going to control all the buying and selling. There's no way. Here's my point. Maybe it's just that those fringe people, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but nobody's going to volunteer. Okay, it's one thing to be a commercial, but nobody's going to volunteer to get an implant specifically to buy and sell. That's just way too crazy. Well, speaking of propaganda, they're brilliant. It ain't just crazy. Folks, it's become the latest craze. You want to be cool? You get an implant today and be part of the in crowd. It's already taking place. Watch this one.
At the Baja Beach Club in Rotterdam, Holland. This may look like a regular party, but it's no normal club. The Baja has an elite group of special VIPs who are different from other clients. They need no identification and no cash to buy drinks or food. To enter the club, all they have to do is offer up an arm to a scanner. And tonight, 21-year-old Ryoni Schutten will be joining the in crowd. He's getting an electronic chip implanted in his arm. It's called radio frequency identification. An RFID chip is a small device that transmits a radio signal that's read by a scanner. In 2003, the Attorney General of Mexico and some of his staff received RFID implants inside their bodies to allow them access to sensitive areas. Each tiny chip has a number. A scanner connected to a database can instantly reveal who the person is and much more. Technically, there's no limit to the information the database can hold.
This is the needle with which I'm gonna implant the chip.
The chip itself is a little larger than a grain of rice. It will remain inside Ryoni's body for the rest of his life. The chip is implanted just millimeters below the skin. If it goes in too close to the muscle could be damaged, and Ryoni will feel the chip when he moves. If all goes well, he won't even know it's there.
Okay. Get the needle out and we're ready.
The procedure is over in seconds. And now it's time to party. Although others have to pay cash at the entrance, when Ryoni arrives, his name and number instantly identify him as a VIP member of the club. He makes his way to the VIP deck and uses his implant to buy a drink. The Baja is a glimpse of a not-so-distant future. Already, some people have chips with critical health information. Some think that soon everyone will have a chip that will identify them and allow a new form of surveillance.
Hey folks, why is it the History Channel will get it and admit it, but the American church seems to still have its head in the sand? When are we going to wake up? I wish I was making this stuff up. It's coming, people, closer than you think. And you might be saying, okay, fine, Pastor Billy, maybe that's just those weird fringe people. Okay, but there's one last thing. There's no way that somebody's got global plans. This is going to be some phase like, how many guys said, praise God, disco went and came? You know what I'm saying? I know you're out there.